Hey everyone. So I've had a question about the subliminal recordings and whether they can actually end the lived experience of separation. Um, no. No. And we're not trying to do that either. What the way that I see everything that we're doing here is to shift the ongoing lived experience from a place of blindly living out the Groundhog Day of old patterns and a old lived or learned idea of ourselves as separate from the reality around us, with everything stuck into that I that has been acquired since birth, the unquestioned, believed idea of what we are and of ourselves as this separate entity. It's a shift from that, from the suffering, the immense suffering that is contained within the lived experience of that, and that suffering making it worse as all behavior, all actions become an attempt to stabilize that separate idea of us. All suffering is sending the system, the lived experience of ourselves, deeper and deeper into confusion, deeper into insanity, deeper into withdrawal, deeper into a futile attempt to control. And that's our modern insanity, isn't it? That's the root issue of mental health struggles. It's the root of conflict. It's the root of protection and withdrawal and defense. It goes nowhere. It goes nowhere other than a more confused version of itself. And so, as I see it, everything that we're looking at here is about the shift from that blindly lived confusion to the truth of what we are, which is the witnessing presence in which that confusion is seen, understood, honored, listened to, and eventually healed, so that the ongoing lived experience becomes one of simultaneously experiencing everything that is there to be experienced, the release of everything that is not true, and an ongoing alignment of lived experience of behavior, of words, of actions, of habits, to the intelligence of life in form. So that's what I see. That's, as I see it, that's the purpose of life, as of all human lives. That's how I see the purpose of it, is the return back to truth through the discomfort, through the experiencing of whatever's there to experience. And as I see it, there's really three elements. Yeah, four elements in that process, I would say. So the question was about subliminal. So awesome. I would say, from what I've seen of people using subliminals, powerful way to amplify what really is known, like if the foundation of our existence, what was known when we were born. So that connection to ultimate truth, which which was what we were, which was our lived experience of being. Subliminals are a powerful way to tap back into that, and to, in a way, raise the volume of that truth within the mind, within the ongoing lived sense of what we are. So powerful. I really, from everything I've seen, a great way to make that foundation of reality more and more visible. My son's just come in. The second element, I would say, is the conscious mind engaged in the logic of this. That it's totally logical. You can't. There's actually no way of arguing against the truth of what we're talking about. You know, when we start looking at things like separation or free will or control, these things that are so blindly claimed by this unconscious way of life, they start to dissolve. The logic of them, there is none. And so engaging this powerful tool, the human analytical mind, in inquiry, in exploration of what reality is, of what the self is, awesome. Why would we not do that? It seems to me like that's really the only thing to talk about. And then, because then everything else comes from there, but that's the starting point. So subliminal input, conscious inquiry, awesome. And actually there, when conscious inquiry goes really deep and is really open, that's where conscious and subconscious meet together. That's the powerful space of change. So that's the sort of mind aspect of it. The third element, I would say, is support and encouragement and help to sit in discomfort. And the more there is a capacity to do that, the more this whole mind-body system actually becomes a converter of projected, believed ideas to reality. And it's through discomfort, it's through sitting in the things that we would otherwise be moving away from, full of resistance, full of protection, and all of that is maintaining the apparent reality. When we sit in the discomfort of having emotions that we don't want to have, being an experience of rejection or loneliness or abandonment, sitting in it, really like openly in it to see what is true. Oh, so powerful, that change. So powerful. That's the ultimate shift from ongoing lived hamster wheel, Groundhog Day, projection resistance to truth. So powerful. And then the fourth one, I would say, is that shift from victim to the spiritual maturity of accountability. Because that's now the ultimate space in which the behaviors of this mind body start to align to truth. Because when this system is operating on just my behaviors are just because they're like that, you know, I'm doing this because of them, and it's like, in a way, my behaviors are impeccable. But when we start to see that everything that we're resisting out there is really going on in here, then there becomes this space of total accountability for every word, every gesture, every habit, every addiction, every consumption, every output. So powerful. And that and now there's this transparency in which all behaviors can are really like looked at, and it's sort of just an ongoing automatic process. Do they make sense in, you know, when looked at from the perspective of actual reality? Maybe not. And so there's in a way that the whole system now is upgrading in terms of its actions, in terms of what gets put out in the world and what gets absorbed in. Really powerful. So subliminals on their own, no. Any of these things on their own, no, I would say. But as a combination, sensational, truly like mind-blowing in terms of that shift into reality and into a observed way of being that now starts to align to reality. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, so thank you. Lots of love. Bye.